was a black dog represented by a black bull whose hide denoted his black skin.
Here's the picture that he showed on the screen. It's a deity El, the god El. Pay attention to the crown or the headdress, if you will. This is a picture from the front of the same statue, a little closer, and a little bit from the side here. Now, this headdress is actually the Atef crown. If you go on Webster's online dictionary, that's what it says. Atef is the specific feathered white crown of the Egyptian deity Osiris. It combines the head jet, the crown of Upper Egypt, with red ostrich feather for the Osiris cult. The Atef crown identifies Osiris in ancient Egyptian painting. If you go to Webster's dictionary, Merriam-Webster, it says Atef, hold on, a tall crown with a long feather on each side, shown in the art of ancient Upper Egypt as worn by Osiris. Okay? Here you can see Osar or Osiris with the Atef crown. This is from the papyrus of Nebket. It's actually in the Louvre Museum, and you can see me filming that papyrus on the video entitled Reality Check. Why black people ain't going nowhere, but you might as well put Afro Style Reality Check, it's gonna come up. And in here, it's also from the Louvre Museum. You have Osiris in the middle with the Atef crown, and the description for it, if you go on the website of the Louvre Museum and you type Royal and Divine Triad, you can do a search and you will see they mention that he is actually wearing the Atef crown. Now finally, you can compare the crowns. Okay, first you have the god of the Arabs Negroes, which first is El, but somehow some way becomes Allah, but that's up to y'all, that's up to the doctor. And then you have the one that I showed you, Osiris. Then again, from the front, compared with another statue of Osiris, and then finally the same statue from another angle.
Biblical king's seal discovered in dump site. This is the royal seal of the king Hezekiah, and here we have an ankh. And finally, last but not least, you need to see it to believe it. The God of the Bible, El, slept in his own dung and urine. This is Ugaritic Narrative Poetry, page 195. And we also have this book here, the Masria in the Prophetic Literature, where it clearly says that El floundered in his own feces and urine. Ren Ishakandugukemet, I hope you're doing well. The title of this video is How Do Elders Feel About Rape Being Accepted? Commence pas, ne commence pas, je te préviens. How do elders feel about rape being accepted by the conscious community? Baby girl being a troublemaker, as usual. It is probably 7 a.m. in New York. So I don't expect much people. But since I'm feeling slightly better, I figured let me do it now rather than announce it for 4 p.m. EST, and then I end up not being well enough to make the live stream. It is indeed 7 a.m. You do have the link to get on the panel. I'm going to show you something real quick. So that's my channel right there. If you go to live, I'm going to scroll down a little bit. All right. So here you have Farrakhan says Riza Islam is accused of rape. That was 4 months ago. Here you have sex offenders. Is it how it works? That was 3 months ago. Here you have the video censorship on Saneda's channel, House of Rapists, and that's when Sa came on. Then he invited me to get on his platform. That was the dude Reggie who did censor me. He's being a clown. That's the best thing he can do. Talking about my art is a bird and still try to defend that foolishness. But he's known for saying foolishness. In 30 years, he has written one article. Such a great track record. He also said that Heru is Greek and so many other foolish stuff. He won't even say I was wrong. I made a mistake. He's just making stuff on the fly. He has already betrayed Kemet by giving information to a Hebrew Israelite who turned out to be a pedophile. And we have Frankie, who has also betrayed Kemet, who has also betrayed Khalid Abdul Muhammad, and he is still defending an organization that publicly defends a child molester. Such a bad track record. Now here you have another one. You have a rapist coalition. That was a month ago. Then you have raping is accepted by Pan Africans and the conscious community. That was also a month ago. You have that video here, pedophilia. Chief X goes in on me, Sanetta and others, then destroys himself. It was funny because it's like, man. But you can have a look if you want. I don't remember if he came. Let me see if he came towards the end. Yeah. Few people came, but I don't seem to see. Chief X. So I don't think he hopped in this time. Then you have Trackfield who backed down. Here you have scamming Garfield Reed. Sanetta came in. Mr. Vegas came in. Chief X came in. It wasn't gossiping then. Then you have the world famous OnlyFan Mika, to each his own. Then you have molesting children is how you earn the respect of Garfield's Dagger Squad. Because these monkeys run their fucking mouth, excuse me for the F word. But you have yet to hear them stating for the record that they are against child molesters. Same with Monkey Reggie. Same with Monkey Frankie. Same with all the other people who roll with them. Yeah, they want to give more lessons, claim they are for the people. Then what else do you have? Rape and pedophilia is accepted by some Hebrew Israelites. That was a month ago. So I think at this point, safe to say that I have shown enough. But even before 4 months ago, I've touched on that topic. I have. And then here you have, is this Hebrew Israelite in prison for rape? And that's when Tazaria came in cahoot with Frankie and had the nerve to say that I committed slander. But later on, we've seen him on tape defending that same guy, saying that, oh, he's out, he's not in prison. He was in prison and he got out. Those people are such liars, but it's okay. You have it for the record. So, what I'm wondering, since we know that the so called conscious community of Pan Africans do accept child molesters, how do the elders feel about this? I'm just wondering. Now, if somebody happens to be a Christian, let's say a black Christian, hold on. Let's say a black Christian. They're usually going to say, well, guy's not conscious, his tribe is on the white supremacy, he's on the white supremacy, blah, blah, blah. But apparently, being conscious, you can have whatever knowledge they claim it is, but still going to be cool with child molesters, rapists, and pedophiles. Who else does that? It's been over a week, maybe 2 weeks, that they have still not addressed the child molesters. How many years have they supported child molesters? The guy who went to jail for child molestation and who left America, we didn't hear from him for a long time. A long time. Then recently, he reappeared. And more recently, we had Frankie, who said out of his own mouth that the dude went to jail for that. What more do you need? When the convicted child molesters get on the platform, they are greeted, respected. They get all the respect in the world. You can ask Monkey Reggie. Have you ever heard once in your life Monkey Reggie and Monkey Frankie criticizing those child molesters? Hold on. So we have this Pan African conscious community, and we have seen a few times. And remember, the link is there. I don't want nobody to act like, oh, I was going to give him that work, but I couldn't get on the panel. For the chat, it's members only. Fine. But people can come in. The only requirement is that you show your face. You have the right to disagree with me. It's fine. So we talked about Pan Africanism. Many people claim to be Pan African. They are not part of any Pan African organization. If you ask them the name of some Pan African organization, they might give you one or two names at most. They carry that title as a badge of honor. For them, saying that they are Pan Africans is like saying that they are down, but they never leave the house. We have the brother born FOG who's on a wheelchair, is in the community, he's in the street, he's doing a lot of work. You see? Now, a lot of people have said that the Hebrew Israelites are not part of the Pan Africans or Pan Africanism. But when I've been asking, okay, where does he say that? Which Pan African organization state that for the record? I'm not aware of that. If any of you is aware of that, then please let me know, share it. You don't have to share it now. You can share it later on when you happen to come across this live stream. People usually make stuff up on the fly because it's convenient for them. But I heard we're supposed to show and prove, or as some others say, source up or shut up. Shut up. Now, for the Hebrew, and it's so funny because it's usually Hebrew Israelites, but we know their doctrine. They go by the Bible. They use 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 36, if I'm not mistaken. And it talks about when a girl passes the flower of her age. So their interpretation is that as long as a girl has her period, you can have sex with her. So people say, but shut up. We have seen the rap shit, rape, and so many other things. So you can be a rapist, a convicted rapist, and have the respect of these monkeys. How low can we go as a people? Do you see that in a white community? Do you see that in the Arab community, Chinese community, Japanese community, Irish community, British community? I mean, I could go on, man. Where do you see that? They're trying to normalize it, and they came up with a great, convenient. Oh, what's up, Kelvin? How you doing? They came up with a great, convenient. Oh, it's gossip. We have the rap sheet. We have the criminal record. Hold on, I have a phone call. Hold on.
Are you accused of molesting your wife's niece, who is your niece through marriage?
I have no recollection of that. You would have to inform me of what you're talking about. I have no recollection of that.
Okay, I will be able to one day. So I have my third question. Captain Cesario, do you have a homie that's in prison right now for child molestation that you support financially?
Yes.
But I thought you were against child molestation and those that are molesters to children.
I am against child molestation and those that molest children.
So why are you supporting this person, but you speak ill against others that have a love for people that have been just accused of child molestation?
Okay, I'll answer your question very easily. When I was at both cases of both trials, the evidence that they had, they gave the brother a lie detector test, which he passed. They tested the sister for the young girl, rather, whether her hymen was broke because he was accused of molesting her. Her hymen was not broke. A hymen, for those that don't know, a hymen is something that they use to test to see if the woman's or the child's virginity has been broken or anything like that. There was information that she said that she gave, which she then retracted. So the first case that they did was thrown out. The second case, they did not want to answer to. The jury was hung on it, and the judge did not want to release them until they came up with an answer, and then they came up with a guilty verdict. So from observing the case, if he was guilty of the crime, I would in no way support the brother. But from the evidence of the case, from the testimonies of him as well as the individuals involved, he was not guilty, even though he was found guilty.
Wow, so he was not guilty even though he was found guilty, but you speak ill against someone else that is not guilty, but they say he was guilty. So I have a question. This brother that you support, does he have children?
Yes.
And if so, do you ever say to those children, you have a father that's a child molester?
No, I don't.
Well, why do you do that to others that have a love for Dr. Malachi Z. York Ill and you mock his children of him being a quote-unquote so-called child molester, and you speak for supporting him?
Since I've been a part of this conscious community, sexual misconduct has been condemned and vilified almost unanimously. We saw the rise and fall of Dr. York. We had Hebrew Israelite, the brother by the name of Mighty Hebrew. He was convicted, I think, twice for sexual behavior against minors. He was widely condemned by the Hebrew Israelite community, but apparently forgiven by the Israelites, because I see him all over the place right now on everybody's channel. Another brother by the name of Nazi Yashavel, another Israelite, also involved in sexual misconduct with a minor. We have no idea where this brother is, but he's been sheltered somewhere by an Israelite group.
We have those guys who've been convicted for sexual misconduct. Garfield Reed spoke about this. Yourself, you spoke about Nazi. And Garfield Reed said that Hebrew camps are sheltering Nazi. So, and it's sensitive because I know he's your friend, but Mighty Hebrew, several people have said that he was convicted for sexual misconduct, that he went to jail for that.
He
So
did.
how you gonna
He did.
what? Oh well, okay, well, so you'll confirm it, So why
Yeah, everybody know that. He went to jail for that. Yeah.
well, I didn't know that, what I'm saying? So
But
obviously
Hebrews cover up for Hebrews. That's
all
what they
right.
do.
All right. So
And they go on everybody platform and none of them niggas say a damn thing. But if I talk to Polite on the phone, oh man, how the fuck? So I'm never talking to Polite. Nigga, get the hell out of my chat. I talk to who I want to talk to. Innocent, like you said, until proven guilty, man.
Yeah, he was not convicted yet. You know what I'm saying? So Garfield Reed didn't lie then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When he talked about and Garfield Reed said even twice he thinks. Some people said that the second time is because he did not sign.
Yeah, he got violated. He got violated the second time. Yes.
Yeah. So what does it mean he got violated?
Well, he had a violation. I don't know why, but they came back and locked him up again on a violation charge, something like that. But all them niggas been doing that shit for a long time. Hebrews been out there molesting people and all that shit for a long time, and it's always covered up by other Hebrew Israelites. The only way we'll find out about it if we looking and searching and we see it. Oh shit, this pops up, and we catch it, and then they'll come out and say something about it because we got them.
So when the Garfield Reed, which is a fake name, but everybody has the right to have some fake names, or let's say a social media name. Wonder why? He stated that the dude was convicted, and he said, I think twice. That wasn't gossiping then. We didn't hear the monkey only find Mika and all the rest of the monkey moderators running their mouth. When Sanetta himself, Frankie, out of his own mouth, said, yeah, he did that. He went to jail for that. These monkeys didn't say it was gossiping then, but now they came up with a convenient excuse. So I'm wondering how the elders feel about that. All the elders that Monkey Reggie names to give himself some legitimacy, because in 30 years of being a butler, he only came up with one article. So all the names he gave, you heard the names. Can go from Professor Jeffries, Professor Small, Friketi Ahmed, and Fudishi Jehudimes, and so many others. How do they feel when they see that there is this conscious community platform where they invite a convicted rapist, child molester, and an organization that has some child molester among them, and they publicly, officially support the dude? How do they feel about that? That's really my question. If you know those elders, just feel free to ask them a question. Now, Frankie claims he's down for Kemet. He invites somebody on a regular basis that says that the meta nature has not been deciphered. The sad reality is that the guy will invite anybody to say anything just so that he can have, traction or views. Fine. But don't claim to be down for Kemet if that's the case. I've seen many people claiming Kemet just to attract people, to look good. Most of the time, the dude has been some, NOR/5% type of Muslim. Maybe Orthodox, you can ask him. That's what he's been most of his life. You ever heard him saying some Meta words? I heard him saying two words: Hotep and Heru. But now MLK, Inch, he's a B, just like he labeled Reggie a B, and Reggie's still there. And that's fine. They celebrate the death of black folks. That's fine. How do the elders feel about this? How does Professor Jeffries feel about this platform inviting people who celebrate the death of black folks? You know, if any monkey moderators are there, feel free to come on the panel. It's easy when you're on your monkey channel of xenophobic. Monkey Reggie's been talking about Shenkanta Diop and the exhibit in the museum in New York. The dude is so unstable. He's going to talk about Diop and his achievement and his work being recognized, and then he's going to be xenophobic towards Sekou. Now, I defended Sekou. I asked a simple question. I didn't get any reply. It is what it is. Just like when he wrote that Reggie said that Diop went to jail for running his mouth. How disrespectful. How disrespectful. For those who don't know, Shenkanta Diop, Dr. Shenkanta Diop, PhD, dealt with politics for a little while. You see? So he finds himself in jail, and Monkey Reggie is going to say it's because he's running his mouth. The same Monkey Reggie who's greeting and kicking with child molesters. Are you out of your goddamn mind, Reggie? 30 years in one article. Ma'at is a bird. Heru, I'm sorry, Heru is Greek. Heru is not the son of Osar. Are you kidding me? Capping for a guy who false claimed to have a bachelor's degree in history, and that's been going on for so long. Haven't you got any shame, Monkey Reggie? Monkey Frankie, you've been capping for that too. You associate yourself with known frauds, and recently known child molesters. As an individual, on the one hand, and as an organization, on the other hand. How do you think you're going to get away from that? I know you have the monkey cheerleaders. They got nothing going on in their lives, right? They heard that there's attestation of Moses and Miriam in the hieroglyphic, and these monkeys didn't check Jack. They were not shown Jack, and they feel like, wow, that's scholarship. This is the kind of dumb people that you have cheerleading for you. Fine, good. Keep going. Keep going. But outside of this world, outside of this channel, who's cool with child molesters? Who's cool with rapists? How are you going to live with that? That's what you monkeys call the big league. That's the big league. Rapists and child molesters touching on babies. You should call it the monkey big league. That's what you should call it. And because you have these little dumb moderators and monkey suckers who are xenophobics, who don't like Africans, who celebrate the death of Africans, you know, you might be surprised because who knows, that FBA guy, he might change his stance. He might change his stance like he has done so many times. You guys gonna feel a bit lonelier. How are you gonna live with that, man? Those guys are pseudo as F. They are xenophobic. They are anti-African. And the icing on the cake, they are cool rapists and pedophiles. How are you gonna get around that, man? Which elders agree with that? Can you tell me? Can you tell me which elder agrees with that? Now, Kevin Fredericks wrote the jury finding him guilty, but Hebrew Christians say he is innocent. You heard the guy right. He said there was a guilty verdict and he was found guilty. But the guy decides he knows better than the jury, he knows better than the judge, he knows better than all the evidence. But when it's time to talk about polite, and the guy, and you know another thing they say, they've been saying that when I talk about rapists and pedophiles, which I have done for years, um, this said, well, it's gossiping. What was the other thing they said? I forgot. They use another term. And now a few of these monkeys from the house of rapists, child molesters, they come in the comments and they say, "You're cloud chasing." Cloud chasing. Do you remember Hassan Campbell? Do you remember who was around Hassan Campbell to criticize Africa Bambaataa? How are you going to be with Hassan Campbell to criticize child molesters, but then you're on tape saying that you support the brother from your organization, even though he was found guilty? So that's being conscious. That's the conscious community. That's the conscious monkeys. We're supposed to respect child molesters now because Frankie said so, because Reggie said so. Unc. Are you going to go there too? Are you going to go there too, Unc? Are you going to go there? Are you going to say you're cool with that, Unc? You know, I mean, you can call me Frenchy and all that, but damn, what say you, Unc? You're a father, you have daughters. Are you cool with that too? I mean, you became xenophobic, fine. People have the right to change their mind. Why don't you guys state it for the record, man? Instead of using the monkey moderators, the only fine monkey moderators, you know, the dumb, retarded moderators, xenophobic monkey moderators, and send them on my platform to go in the comments. Or some other people say, I wasn't sent, but I just wanted to say, be careful. We all seen it. Be careful. What did I do? I played Frankie saying it out of his own mouth. She said, I don't know these guys. Then she said, well, let me call the guy. Why don't you guys state for the record that you are cool with rapists and pedophiles? If you invite people on your platform and you know they are convicted child molesters, convicted rapists, it means it's a form of approval. I mean, what's next? You're going to invite the KKK? Is that what you're going to do? You're going to invite George Zimmerman? Is that what you're going to do? You're going to invite the people who shot Amadou Diallo? Oh, he was an African. You guys don't care, I guess. Well, we had Sean Bell. We had Oscar Grant. We had Eric Gardner. Too many to name. Sandra Bland. Too many to name. How far will you go? How low can you go? Which elders agree with you? Well, Andrew Brunette in a place to be. How are you doing, Senate? It's been more than a week, maybe 2 weeks now. The question was simple. Do you support child molesters? Yes or no? They cannot even answer that question. Sanetta, do you support child molesters? Yes or no? Reggie Mabry, do you support child molesters? Yes or no? Okakek, known as Brother Onk, do you support child molesters? Yes or no? Is it that difficult? You guys are bug dancing, tap dancing. The rest of the monkey moderators, I don't care. They don't have jack going on in their lives. The only achievement is being a moderator on a platform that accepts anti-black teachings. They do. And I'm going to give you an example. None of these monkey moderators, only fine moderators, anti-African moderators will say that they are against what you hear. And what you're going to hear is not Farrakhan spin, it is the doctrine of the Nation of Islam. Somebody like yesterday, left a comment and say he apologized about this. He said he was young and whatever. Let me just show you anyway, just so you know I'm not making it up. Oh, hold on, hold on. Just so you know I'm not making it up. So many things I could show you, but we're gonna go straight to the basics. Oh, what a coincidence. What a coincidence. Look at the video here. It's a video entitled Sekou Kele has my support. That was 3 weeks ago. Now, where's the comment? Let me go sort by recent, newest first. Now, I know you can see this. Cricket Patrick. He wrote Farrakhan's statement. He apologized for that stupid statement. He said he was young and foolish. And here's my reply. No, he never apologized for that anti-black speech. He spoke about a different speech that Mutabaruka brought to him, and he still didn't apologize. Otherwise, just show and prove.
So Shabazz was not permitted to stay in that area, so he took his family into the jungle of East Asia, which we now call Africa, to make a people close to nature. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, this is the origin of kinky hair, because we didn't have kinky hair prior to that. The hair on our head was like the hair on our eyebrows. The hair on your eyebrows straight, the hair on your head is not the same as the hair on your eyebrow. But the hair of every other people is the same as their eyebrow. Your eyebrow straight, your hair something different. Wouldn't you like the hair on your head to be as straight as the hair on your eyebrow? That's why you're so busy frying it. That's why you're so busy pulling it. Because your nature tells you that the kink I mean, with I'm black and I'm proud, we got to learn to be proud of kinks. Because most of your family of other black people on the earth, jet black. They didn't have no broad nose and thick lips and kinky hair. They were dark-skinned people, jet black. But they had straight hair, a thinner lip, a thinner nose. But we are marked as a different kind of black person. And we were rejected and despised, not only from the circle of the gods, but we were despised and rejected by all the other dark people of the earth. This is why today black people with kinky hair and broad nose and thick lips are rejected in every society. I want you to hear me well tonight. Yes, sir. Why are we rejected? Because the essence of beauty is in obedience and submission to God. And the essence of ugliness is when you rebel against God. And when you rebel against God, in your rebellion, you are marked with a certain mark of your rebellion, which is the disfigurement of your internal self, which manifests in the disfigurement of your external self. And this is why when you look at our people, wherever we are found on the earth, you find us either disfiguring ourselves physically because we are disfigured on the inside because of rebellion. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So this is the doctrine of the NOI. That's something that Farrakhan made up. So it's not gonna be easy to get around that. Usually they like to say they want to talk about religion. They want to claim that the Hebrews are black. They want to claim that the Arabs are black. When we destroy them with scholarship, at one point they'd be like, "Well, how does that help us? Our people are dying. There's more important issues. Are there more important issues than babies being raped, children being raped, underage girl being raped? Are there any more important issues? You might argue murder. We don't have yet people murdering black people as part of their doctrine, but we do have some organization having sex with underage girls as part of their doctrine. Everything that I'm saying, have shown and proven already. So what is the take of the elders, man? Are the elders going to let that slide? We never seen worst. When it was time to criticize Polite, even though he was not convicted yet, he's going to go to trial. They were in their mouth. They had a lot to say. The irony is that we see the guy supporting his brother who was convicted. So, like I was saying earlier, the guy who went to jail for child molestation, we didn't see him for a while. And then lately, it was there like he was nothing. So how long has the dude or the dudes been supporting child molesters? How long have they been supporting scammers? The dude said out of his own mouth that he was scammed for over $10,000. Out of his own mind, out of his own mouth. But yet he had the dude back on the channel. Is that gossiping when he said it himself? Og himself, and I played it, said that Frankie lied about Polite because he was mad at him. So now you're going to tell me that's what they do in America because I think his name is Frank, Frank West on Facebook. He says that. But anyway, Uncle Keck. And then they try to act like, oh, that's what we do in America. We just talk smack and stuff like that, Gonna tell me in America that's how they do? You mad at somebody and you say, well, maybe York, Dr. York, and we all know what it means. What is Dr. York most known for? Besides the different religious organizations that he had. He's more known for the 135-year sentence for child molestation and many other counts. So it leaves little doubt. It leaves little room for the imagination when you use those words. When you say baby York, Dr. York. And on top of that, he said, well, you ran up that girl. He even said he had video, man. I played it. He said he has video. So in the conscious community, that's what they do. You're mad about somebody over some money, and you're gonna insinuate that the guy is a child molester? That's being conscious? My goodness. So it's always the same. The monkey groupies and the monkey moderators, they will not be here. They are in the comfort zone. In their mind, they seem to think that the whole world revolve around this pedophile friendly channel. but it is not the case. They talk scholarship in academia. Plagiarizing is some of the worst thing you can ever do. They are cool with plagiarizing. Monkey Reggie said that the serial plagiarizer was courageous. You know, I mean, it's so ridiculous at this point. But let's focus with the rapist. Because they might address some other things that I've said. They might trip over me using the word monkey. But personally, if somebody supports, defend, or is cool with a rapist, let alone a rapist of children, a rapist of a child, to me, he's a monkey. I don't know about y'all, I don't know about them. Then be cautious, probably. It's like, we need all the help we can get. So if you raped a child and it was maybe a year or two ago, that's old stuff. That's old news. If you talk about it now, that's gossiping. We have some monkey moderators from this rapist friendly channel who said, "Oh, that's old news, Shaka. You late." Kicking with smileys and stuff. I mean, luckily for you, most of you are anonymous and unidentified, man. Some of you will lose your job over this, man. Then they're gonna talk about some people making racist statements, man. So for them, somebody making a racist statement, even though we heard some anti-black speech that they have no problem with, just like they don't have no problem with celebrating the death of black folks. But to them, somebody making some some racist statement is worse than somebody raping a child. But that's being conscious. That's being conscious. They call that the conscious community. So which elder is cool with that? Or let's say, how do the elders feel about that? Ask them. Some of you know them. Ask them. How many times we see elders on the conscious community on that platform? We have before, for example, when it was time to honor Dr. Ben. That was a few years ago. The monkey read you name drops like the game in his first album, the documentary. How many times you see him with the elders he's talking about? You might see some old footage when he's interviewing them. How many times do you see the elders he's talking about co-signing the dude? They surely won't co-sign him saying that Heru is Greek, saying that Heru is not the son of Asar, saying that Ma'at is a bird. But damn it, please show me any of these elders concerning him with being cool and kicking with child molesters. I would love to see that. So there's no more integrity. The sanity is lost. I have some monkey so-called conscious community Pan-Africans who laugh at children being raped, talking about his gossip and his old news. You monkey bastards. If it was one of your family members, would you say the same? Can you imagine one of your family member who happened to be a child being raped by one of these monkey conscious community dudes, and then they're gonna tell you, if you address it, oh, that's old news, you're late. Can you imagine? Can you even imagine? No wonder the sisters are not really in the movement. I have a few sisters, who's going to make a presentation talking about the earth is 6,000 years old. You know what I'm saying? But most of the time, we don't see sisters. And we know those guys who were convicted of child molestation, they sexually abused their partner's daughters. So single mothers are their prey of choice. So we have these monkey channels who's going to invite those people, give them all the respect in the world. Some single mothers who don't really know too much about the so-called information, what they call information, which is just messy, made up stuff on the fly. And eventually they're going to get in contact with this monkey rapist. And what will happen? Do you think that all the women, all the children will report what happened? And even if they do report it, and some people are convicted, they're not necessarily going to talk about it all the time. When the one of those guys, I mean, the guy who was convicted for child molestation, who's a regular on Frankie's House of Rapist channel, he had 7 aliases. 7 aliases. 7. Some people reinvent themselves, man. They might get convicted. They're gonna change their names. Then they're gonna change location. Some people are skilled with their lie. Talking about, oh, the guy is out. Like he never went to jail. But I found the video after. He was asked if he supposed somebody who's in jail right now for child molestation. He answered yes. So he lied to the people. He has no integrity. And when we hear him explaining why he supposed his fellow ISUPK child molester brother, he says, well, they checked the hymen and whatever. Some sisters did state in the record, on the record, on the chat, unlike the monkey moderators who have an IQ as high as a turtle, they stated that child molestation doesn't necessarily mean penetration. So a lot of these conscious community Pan-African rapists, particularly the Hebrew Israelites, because many of them have as part of their doctrine, and you've heard it, that once a girl has a period, you can have sex with her, even if she's 9 years old. I've played it enough time. If somebody hasn't heard it, let me know, and I will gladly play it. Some of these bastard hookers are going to say, I never raped anybody. In their mind, they never penetrated anybody. But they might have forced oral sex. They might have inserted, some fingers. They might have even gone anal. They might have fondled. They might have masturbated over the chick. I mean, it's ridiculous at this point. People are convicted and they still find a reason to make excuses for that. And they think that because saying is gossip, when they spoke about it themselves, it's going to erase the stuff, minimize the stuff. Hell no, it's not going to work. You're going to have to live with that until you address that. I'm going to press you monkeys on that. I will press your monkeys on that. Sanetta, I will press you on that. You monkey child molester defender. Reggie, I'm going to press you on that. You monkey child molester defender. And Unc, I don't know, but I'm still going to press you on that. I wouldn't be surprised if Frankie and Reggie get tired because they're so desperate that they're going to say, yeah, okay, I support them. I don't care. I don't see Unc saying that. I think Unc's going to say, hey, I have limits, man. I ain't cool with that. What about the mothers? What kind of example are you setting for your children? For your daughters, it's like saying it's okay if it happens to you. And for your son, it's like saying it's okay if you do it. And you people are conscious. You want to buck dance around that? You want to say, okay, they rape children, but he made a good point. He made a couple of good points. That's what you're going to say? You think you're going to get away with this? No. It's only the beginning. I'm going to keep my foot on your necks until you address it. Somebody's going to trial. It is reported, he said, if he goes down, he ain't going down alone. It will be a bad look, man. But we'll see. I cannot predict the future. What is for sure is that in 2023, we're only in February. So it's not old news, contrary to what these monkey moderators are trying to say. Because they probably have child molesters in their family. And that's why they're defending child molesters. These monkey hookers. Even if you have child molesters in your family, you don't need to defend them. They're going to criticize white people for doing they're going to criticize white people for doing stuff. And when they do the same thing or worse, they're going to be silent about it. That's integrity. In 2023, we have the conscious community Pan-African channels who invite child molesters. Give them all the respect in the world. You cannot get around that. Meditate on that. Food for thought, like they used to say. That makes you monkeys by default. Frankie Sanetta, that makes you a monkey by default. Reggie Mabry, that makes you a monkey by default. And anybody else on that platform, moderator or not, who's still trying to make excuses for that. That makes you all monkeys by default. Never mind you guys being anti-Africans. Never mind you guys being cool with people who celebrate the death of Africans. Never mind you accepting anti-black speech. Never mind you accepting somebody saying that Martin Luther King ain't shh. Never mind you accepting somebody labeling MLK with the B word. You have child molesters that you give all the respect in the world to. That makes you the lowest of the law. The lowest of the low, not the law. Well, you guys have your laws. You have your child molesters law. You might as well ask those Hebrew Israelite camps, how old can a girl be if I want to get down with her? There's some things they will not tell you publicly. They have a little bit of decorum when it comes to child molestation. So while the kingdom comes, they're going to maneuver. Wait until they can be free. And I ain't not any girl in sight. Because it's in the scripture. MCs want to act like they don't know. We have delivered. We have shown and proven. I mean, the scholarship is whack. The titles are fake. The degrees are invisible. Dude charging $1,800 for a degree. Doesn't show up for a debate and says that there was a funeral on December 24th. Ask Jamaicans if they have the funerals on December 24th. Then he came with that FBI type of sting operation. Your monkeys believe everything you're told. And those are the guys going to give you more lessons. And then here, Kinky in with child molesters. See, in prison, where criminals and offenders are housed, child molesters are the least respected people. So criminals respect child molesters the least. That's the people
respect the less. But the conscious monkeys, they respect the child molesters. They give them a voice on their platform. And on the same breath, they let them celebrate, say that they celebrate the death of Africans. Say that MLK ain't If MLK wasn't there, the situation would not be the same today. Now, if all those Hebrews were like child molester were in charge, oh my goodness, man. We will have so many 18-year-old grandmothers, man. So many. So I'm sure a lot of revelations are going to be made. And you know, some of these monkeys, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, I wasn't feeling it anyway. No, we see you. We see you cheerleading and kinkying like some monkeys. We have the videos, we have the streams, we have the chat. We can identify you bastards. You're going to be accepted like that. You're going to have to apologize. And you're going to have, if you have any position, it ain't going to be no responsibility whatsoever. Because you are some adults, for the most part, who are monkey like. There's no excuse, there's no justification for being cool with child molesters. You can say whatever you want. You can quote whatever religious book you want. You can quote whatever historical book you want. You can speak any ancient language or any current modern language you want. There's no justification for being cool with child molesters. In a political party, if somebody is convicted of being a child molester, he will have no responsibility. He will be asked to resign. If he doesn't resign, he will be kicked out. But in this monkey conscious community, it's cool, he gets a pass because it generates views for all these child molesters to come there and gather. They have a place of gathering. So a lot of time they will tell you, oh, that brother is knowledgeable. But they will fail to tell you that this brother has molested 2 or 3 girls before. And the way you're getting around that, we see you. We see you monkeys. You are the lowest of the low. You are the lowest of the low. Because your host has said it out of his own mouth. And he said that there's many Hebrews who like to do it. Many. Many. Which means plenty. Which means a lot. You don't believe me? You don't believe me?
Listen, you
So,
think I'm new
okay,
to
can
the
I
show?
talk now? Can I talk now?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Sekou didn't say anything pseudo at all. And the people have
Okay, he
stated that
did.
for years. You know. Now, Sanetta, if you don't mind, you said that other people teach that you can have sex with a 9-year-old girl. Like, do you mind telling which other Hebrews or like organization teach that? Because you see, I'm not from New York, you know. So to me, it's news. And I'd like to know when I go to New York with my daughter, where I should avoid going. So if you don't mind, Sanetta, which other Hebrews or like organization teach that thing that GMS teach?
Well, there's a lot of Hebrew Israelite groups out there that that teach that. I'm not calling out no names or nothing like that. All I'm gonna tell you is that a lot of them teach that, brother.
Right,
a lot
you.
of Hebrew Israelites teach that.
I appreciate that.
And as for my brother Unc, you know I love you, man, but I'm gonna still keep and tell the truth.
Now he said I'm not calling out no names. He had no problem giving out the phone number of one of my supporters and asking people to look him up. How monkey is that? How much of a monkey does that make him? He's not saying any name. Some people will label that protecting. But yet, somebody that criticized him, he gave the number to Unc. He told Unc, you from B-More, I'm from B-More, come, we're going to settle our differences. Unc has been quiet for, I don't know, 2 weeks or 3. He's been hiding or whatever, meditating. Probably he's been back since yesterday. I don't check those channels, but Sanetta put his number out to the public. Why don't Sanetta put the number of the child molesters that he knows he invites and supports and appreciate and tell people look them up? So people who are child molesters convicted for that, he's accommodating them. And somebody that criticized him and stated what he said publicly, he did talk about polite.
When I came out, Brother Shaka, and I tried to expose Polite, and I accused Polite of being Dr. York, I exposed him. Guess what happened, Shaka? I came out first. And damn near everybody on YouTube came down on me, banged on me, said I was just jealous. You can.
So he said it himself, and we have the tape. The brother merely said what Sanetta did. He talked about Polite and made insinuation that Polite was a child molester by saying Baby York, Dr. York, and talking about the young girl who was one of his wife's daughter or something like that, who happened to be his niece by marriage. And the best thing he did recently is that she's no longer the niece because, there was some separation or divorce or something like that, man. I mean, you have child molesters on your channel, child molesters, rapists, convicted rapists on your channel, and you hear, well, oh, she's no longer my niece. That's the best you can do. Listen to how 100 the dude is. He called those Hebrew Israelites, and some of them are convicted rapists. We have established that. He calls them brothers. But what did he say there? Sorry, what did he say there?
You're wrong. You don't know. Everybody on my circuit, they against the Israelites. We hate the Israelites. We can't stand their doctrine.
If he hates them, why does he have them more than anybody else on his platform for at least the last 2 years? What did he say about their God, the God of the Hebrew Israelites?
Shaka, all these niggas sleep with each other's wives, brother. All of them. Our brother, me and Quana ain't beefing, but
Wives?
Quana,
You mean wives' daughters?
no, they sleep with each other's wives. Like, say a Hebrew Israelite is married to one of these brothers, and she breaks up with them. Next thing you know, she's with the other Hebrew Israelite. The mighty Hebrew, Brother Zabak, and Brother Quana had the same wife at one point in time. Now, this is common knowledge, so I'm not banging on my brother Quana. Everybody knows this. See? So that's why when you look at it, you got to be like, come on, man. All they do is bang on each other. I don't care about that shit, because I know you are fucking men who make mistakes. You are just men who make mistakes like everybody else, brother. There's nothing special about you because you following some spook-ass God, some God who we know is narcissistic, who's demonic, who's a goddamn liar, who's bipolar. The God of the Bible is a bipolar motherfucker.
You heard it from the man himself. But he's been having on his platform the most, those Hebrew Israelites who follow that God that himself said is demonic. Besides so many other terms, bipolar, a liar. Does that even make sense to you? It's as if the Hebrew Israelites are pimping him, man. He might think that he's pimping them, but they are actually pimping him. What does that make you, sir? Their God is demonic. Their God is bipolar and a liar. So he said. So Frankie, aka Sanetta, said. He said he hates them. Some of them are convicted child molesters, but he has them on his channel the most. Is he so desperate for views? I'll leave it there, man. It's been a good hour. But Monkey Sanetta, you're going to have to speak on that. The question is very simple. You hooker. Are you against child molesters, yes or no? It's not a difficult question. It's in plain English. You can tap dance and bug dance. Why don't you be a man? You're in your 50s. Just answer that question, yes or no. Stop hiding behind your monkey moderators and monkey subscribers who come on my channel talking about that's gossip and old news. That's weak. It doesn't hold any weight. Monkey Reggie, 30-year-old butler with one article in 30 years. Are you against child molesters, yes or no? Olga Keck, are you against child molesters, yes or no? Then I'll deal with the rest of you monkey-ass bastards. You're not going to get away with this. All right? I don't mind if you do OnlyFans with your monkey moderators, with your sense of morality and righteousness. But you're not going to get around that. You are required, you are asked to answer that simple question. Are you against child molesters, yes or no? Is it difficult? Is it difficult? Stay safe, stay healthy. And if I'm allowed to by the Nechero, I would definitely holler back at you. I don't argue, I state facts. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Do Nechero Hotel.
Now, for the record, for those who don't know, I'm giving Medu Nature classes. And here, that's the flyer. Okay? So, those who are interested, feel free to holler at me. If you're not interested, it's cool. But I recommend that everybody who has not yet seen the video, Kemet and Ma'at, Before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, then watch it. It has about 300,000 views and really deserves to have a lot more.
I just want to let everyone know who's listening in now and who's going to listen to this stream in the future. I just had my first Meta Nature class by Brother Shaka today, and I've had other Meta Nature lessons by other teachers, and I can tell you right now, the brother is the best in the game. He is that was one of the best classes I've ever had, ever. So if you're interested in learning the Meta Nature, if you're interested in getting the basics of it, Brother Shaka is an awesome teacher. Get with him, and it's extremely affordable. This brother is giving us his time and his skills, and he's basically giving it away. I mean, I just consider it a donation. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody's interested in learning the Meta Nature, get with this brother right here. He's an awesome, awesome, awesome teacher. And I'll end with that.
Hotep Senu, Hena Senut. This is Julie, also known as Servant of Yah, and I'm currently taking the Medu Nature classes with Brother Shaka, and it has been an amazing experience. Only 2 lessons so far, and I feel like I've been taking the classes for months, just with the how in depth he goes into the vocabulary words, the construction of the language, the grammar. It's been immeasurable, the experience. And one thing that comes across, hands down, is his extreme passion for teaching this to anyone who is willing to learn and has an interest in learning. So I highly suggest, if you are interested, even a minimal interest, that you subscribe to the classes with Brother Shaka. It's such a nominal amount for how much you get. I know, like, our last class was over 2.5 hours. It felt like 2 minutes, but because that's how, involved you are in what he's teaching and how he teaches and how compassionate he is about what he teaches. Also with sharing materials free of charge, no question, no doubt. It's just what he does. He doesn't have to, but he does. And so I just wanted to give a short testimonial about the class and the effectiveness of the class. And all of that is attested to how studied Brother Shaka is. So I highly recommend anyone with a minimal interest that you do sign up for the Medu Nature class. Hotep.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, which is Ma'at Forever. Don't forget to watch the video entitled Kemet and Ma'at. Don't forget to share Kemet and Ma'at on my channel on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or other social media that you use. Email, text messages, you name it. Those who wish to donate can do so on paypal.me/maatforever.